Okay, and we're also live on my Instagram. So that's pretty good. Let's get started. So take your comfortable seated position. Just can sit cross-legged, whatever you feel comfortable. Place your hands on your knees. And just I would invite you to close your eyes. Just take a couple of breaths here. And if you'd rather not close your eyes, you can just gaze softly in front of you. Keep your back straight and try to release any tension in your shoulders. Take a couple of breaths here to just settle in. And as you breathe in from your nose, breathe out through your nose or your mouth. One more breath. And this could be a good time to just set an intention for your practice today. So our practice today is basically for yoga for runners. So if you went for a run this morning, such a beautiful weather here in Dubai, so I went for a run. We tend to get a run or a cycle. You tend to get tight hips and hamstrings and calves and sometimes even shoulders. So we'll do do a simple sequence today that is suitable also for beginners, and we'll focus on those areas. So just to release any tension, and you can do it, after any run, or even if you have any issues with your back or your hips, just feeling tension from sitting too much. Try these poses and see if you bring you any relief. So keep your eyes closed and just take a moment here to set an intention for your practice. It could be anything that you want, like I'm grateful for my body that carried me through the run this morning and carried me through the practice. I'm just grateful for today. Whatever you feel like to set an intention, it's a good moment to do it now as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Now open your eyes and keep your legs crossed, or you can switch on the other side. And from here, you're going to bring your hands on your shoulders. You're going to just take you roll it a couple of times here, 3 times. Just waking up the body, and 3 times to the other direction. Good. Come back to center and place your right hands next to you. As you inhale, lift the left arm all the way up, and as you exhale, bend or come towards your right side. So basically you're going to feel the stretch on your left side. You can bend the right knee, the right hand, and you just try to look a little bit up, or just open your shoulders here, open the chest. You're not collapsing into the pose and you're not rounding your back, but you're actually just opening it up towards the ceiling or the sky. And take a couple of breaths here. As you inhale, and as you exhale, try to lean a little bit closer to your right side. So you're feeling that stretch on the left side. Good. As you inhale, come back to center. We're going to switch. So bring your left hand next to you on the ground or on the mat. And as you inhale, lift the right hand all the way up. And as you exhale, come back or lean towards the left side. Look up or just look to your side, but just make sure that you're opening your chest towards the sky. Take one more breath, inhale, and as you exhale, lean a little bit more towards your left side. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And you're gonna place your left hand on your right knee and place the right hand behind you. So it's really supporting your back. And as you inhale, lift your chest, straighten your back. And as you exhale, you're gonna twist to your right side. Now you don't have to twist all the way to the back. I mean, you're more than welcome to do it. But today we're just twisting the right side and you're looking to your side here. And take a couple of breaths here. And try to do the twist or twist from your torso, your chest and the torso. As you inhale, straighten your back. And as you exhale, twist a little bit more. Now don't force it and just listen to your body. So if this, you're feeling the stretch, you're feeling the stretch in your spine. This is good for you, you feel good there, then absolutely fine to just stay here. If you can twist a little bit more to your side, that's good. If not, just, again, listen to your body. Don't force it. One more breath. And exhale. And as you inhale, come back to center. And we're going to switch. So place your right hand on your left knee and the left hand behind you, just to support your back, so you're not collapsing or rounding the back. So this is just to make sure that your back is straight. As you inhale, straighten your back, and as you exhale, twist to your left side. And you're going to look to your side. Enjoy the twist. As you inhale, make sure your back is straight, and as you exhale, twist a little bit further. If you can, and this is accessible, and if you feel good. If not, just stay wherever you are. One more breath here. And exhale, and then you inhale, follow the breath and come back to center. Good. Now bring your hands in front of you. You're going to place your right hand on top of the left hand. You're going to really just make sure that eagle arms, if you're familiar with it, or just basically bring the palms together. And as you inhale, lift the hands away from you. So you're going to lift it further away. You're going to feel the stretch in the shoulders here. And sometimes when we run, we do feel some tension in the shoulders. So this is a good pose to release some tension. Just take one breath here and make sure that your elbows are away from your chest a little bit further. As you inhale, lift it up. And exhale, bring it back and switch. So you're going to bring the left hand on top of the right hand and do eagle arms, or just bring the palms to touch here. Good. As you inhale, bring the elbows away from you. And just push a little bit up, push your hands a little bit up. And as you exhale, bring it back down and just untwist. Good. And now we're going to move to all fours or tabletop. So you bring your wrist underneath the shoulder and your knees are hip width apart. We're going to sneak in a couple of cat-cows here, which is really good for your spine. If you're feeling any tension in the lower back, that is good. So start with neutral first. So you have neutral spine here. As you inhale, lift the head and try to do it as slow as possible, so you're not moving very fast. So just move with your breath. As you inhale, you lift the chest, lift the head, and you move all the way through your spine until you arch your back or lift your sitting bone or tailbone. And as you exhale, round your back and start from the tailbone. So round your back all the way to the mid-back, all the way to your shoulders until you bring your chin closer to your chest. One more time. Inhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders, lift the chest, the back, all the way until you arch your back. And look in front of you, gaze in front of you. Don't have to go all the way up. Remember, your neck is an extension of your spine, so you don't need to create more tension in it. And as you exhale, round your back. So start from the tailbone, all the way through your spine, to your shoulders, head, and bring the chin closer to your chest. One more time. Inhale. Go slowly and just think about it. Think about how the movements, how your spine moves in segments rather than in one block. So you want to make sure that your spine is actually mobile throughout, not just one part moves and the other part there's no mobility in it. So that's, just go slowly. Good. And then come back to neutral or to center. And from here you're going to tuck the toes and you're going to push your hips all the way up to the ceiling. Downward facing dog. Now in downward facing dog, make sure that your hands are spread or your fingers are spread on the mat. You're pushing the floor away. And you think of yourself as this V shape. So your spine is straight, and this is what we're really after here. Straight spine. And from here you can go ahead and just bend one knee, straighten one leg, bend the other. So alternate between the legs, and you can feel the stretch in your calf muscles or just the back of the leg. You can move your hips here to the right or to the left. Just take any movement that feels good. And again, do it as slowly as you need to. Move with your breath until you come to stillness here. And you can go ahead and just bend the knees slightly so your heels doesn't have to touch the mat. Just you can bend the knees a little bit as long as you're really pushing the floor away with your hands. Strong hands, straight spine. And take 3 breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. Bend the knees, look in front of you, and slowly just walk towards the front of the mat. And from here, you're going to stay bent or stay folded with your knees bent. Your feet are hip width apart. And just keep your head really heavy. And just go ahead and just bend your knees, generously if you need to. Your hands can be on the mat, or you can just hold each elbow here. Just feel, free to, if you want to sway to the left, to the right, or if you want to bring your hands to the mat. And just go ahead and bend one knee, straighten one leg. You can feel that stretch in the legs. And alternate between each leg a couple of times. Whatever feels good, that stretch can really feel good after a run. Until you keep both your knees bent, and as you inhale, you're going to roll over all the way up, just as slowly as possible. So take your time until you come back to standing with your head as the last thing. Good. Okay, take a moment here and just make sure that you're grounded on the mat as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And as you inhale, bring your hands all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, fold forward. And again, fold from your hips. Bend the knees slightly if you need to. And as you inhale, lift, halfway lift, so lift your chest. Place your hands on your shins or your thighs and make sure that your shoulders are rolled back as you gaze in front of you. And as you exhale, fold all the way down. Bend the knees if you need to. And as you inhale, come all the way, sweep up all the way. Hands all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring palms to touch in front of your heart. Take a breath here. Inhale. And breathe out. As you inhale, one more time, inhale, lift all the way up. And as you exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees if you need to. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands on your shins or your thighs, and roll the shoulders back as you look in front of you. Spine straight, back straight. And as you exhale, fold forward. Good. And from here, place your hands on the mat and step the right leg behind you and keep the left leg behind you and keep the right leg bent 90 degrees. Good. And from here, bring the left knee on the mat. Place your hands in front of you. As you inhale, lift the chest, look in front of you. Good. And from here, as you exhale, try to roll back and extend the right leg, half split. Keep your toes pointed to the sky. And as you come, you're fine if you want to stay here, as long as you're feeling the stretch in the hamstrings of the right leg, so you're at the back of the leg. Stay here if you're feeling okay, or as you inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, come a little bit closer to your right leg. Again, listen to your body. If this feels good, stay here. If you want to feel a bit more stretch, come a bit closer. So bring your chest or your head closer to your right thighs. Good. And we're going to move a little bit with this movement. So go ahead and feel free to pad the left knee, because that could be a little bit intense. So if you have a towel, or just double up, roll the mat here, because the last thing you need is, you feel your pain in the knees. As we're gonna move with our breaths, so you're extending the right leg, and as you inhale, bend the right leg, come to the front of the mat, and your left leg is a little bit, it's straight, and try to slide it a little bit further. Make sure the knees are padded, and you're gonna feel the stretch in the front of, or hip flexors actually, a little bit in the front of the left leg. So this is what we're after. So as you hear, lift the chest in front of you and just breathe in, look in front of you, and as you exhale, half split. So straighten the right leg, toes pointed up to the sky. One more time, inhale, bend the right knee, look in front of you, and as you exhale, straighten the right leg and fold. One more time, inhale, bend, and come to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, move it back and just fold on towards your right leg. Okay, inhale, bend the right knee now. And from here, you're gonna tuck the toes of the left leg and bring the left knee off the mat. Place your left hand on the mat and bring your right hand on your hips, on your right hips. And as you inhale, you're gonna twist towards your right side. Once you find your balance, take your time. And as you inhale, bring the right hand all the way up to the sky as you look to your right side and you're twisting to your right side. Take one breath here. Right leg bend, left leg straight and strong. Good, one more breath, inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands back to the mat and bring the knees all the way down. Now you can move slowly and go back to all fours. And from here, from all fours, you're gonna move to downward facing dog again. Take a couple of breaths here. And exhale. Go ahead and bend the knees if you need to. Just move your legs until you come to stillness. And take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And as you inhale, lift the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bend your knees and place it in between your hands. We're gonna do the same poses as we did on the other side. So your front leg bend and bring the right knee on all the way on the mat. Now take your time, and from here you can slide the right knee a little bit back. Bend the knees if you need to. And we're going to take the same poses here. So as you inhale, place your hands onto the front of the mat and lift your chest. Inhale. As you feel the stretch on your right hip flexors and right leg. And as you exhale, go back to half split. Straighten the left leg. Bring the left toes. Make sure that they're pointed towards the sky so you can actually feel more stretch in your hamstrings on the left leg. And from here, you can do inhale, lift the chest, and as you exhale, come a little bit closer to your left leg. If this feels too much, just back off a little bit. If you want a deeper stretch, bring your head and the chest closer to your leg. And we're going to go with the flow now with your breath. So move slowly and mindfully with the breath. No need to rush. And as you inhale, come back to the front of the mat and bend the left knee. Inhale and lift the chest, look in front of you. And as you exhale, straighten the left leg. And fold, half split. Inhale, move to the front of the mat and lift the chest, look in front of you. So now you can feel the stretch on the right leg. And as you exhale, move back, straighten the left leg. And now you feel the stretch in your hamstring on the left leg. So move with your breath a couple of times here. As you inhale, bend, come to the front of the mat, lift the chest. And as you exhale, straighten the leg. So you're kind of feeling the stretch in both the legs as you move through the poses. And if you want a deeper stretch, just point your toes towards, towards you or towards the sky. One more time, inhale, bend, lift the chest, and exhale, half split, and feel that stretch of the hamstring. Good, now inhale, move to the front of the mat. Bring the right knee off the mat, so tuck the toes of the right leg and lift the knee off the mat. Place your right hand on the mat and the left hand on your hips first. And twist to your left side. And from here, bring your left hand all the way up. As you look into your side, you're looking towards your hand or towards the sky. Take one breath here and feel that twist. Front leg bend, back leg straight and strong, supporting you. So you're not collapsing on your hand. Just make sure you can actually come on your tips of your fingers. So make sure that your legs, especially the back one, to activate that leg to support you. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Good. Place both your hands on the mat, and from here you can move back to downward facing dog. Make sure your spine is straight. Think of that V shape in downward facing dog. Bend the knees slightly if you need to. And take one breath here. Inhale and exhale. And as you inhale, kick the right leg all the way up. And as you exhale, bend the knees and place your right leg on outside of your right hand. Good. Now place your left knee on the mat, bring it down, and just move your right leg a little bit off the mat, so a little bit further, so you make that space here. And go ahead and just go ahead and just open up your feet or your right feet all the way to the side, to the pinky side. So just create that space. Place your left hand on the mat and your right hand on your right knee. And from here, you're going to push a little bit, like a subtle push, as you twist to your right side. You can look to your side or you look behind you as you're feeling the stretch here. Take one breath, inhale, and exhale. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, untwist, and move your leg a little bit closer. But from here, we're going to take lizard pose. So if this is good for you and you don't have any issues, you know, with your hips, just stay here. You can stay here. If not, if you're feeling fine and you want a deeper stretch in your hips, you can come all the way to the mat with your forearms. So bend the forearms and just come on the mat. We're going to take 3 breaths here. You can also use a block. So if you have a block, bring the ground up to you. Just use the block and feel the stretch. And take 3 breaths here. So that could be a little bit intense for some people, or you're feeling, you know, you have tight hips today. So back off a little bit if you found it is a bit too much. Because the whole thing is that we don't want to create more tension. We just want to stretch certain areas of our body, especially after a run. So move with your breath. Take 1 more breath here. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose or the mouth. And as you inhale, move out of the pose, the block, and slowly bring your legs between your hands. Tuck the left toes up and move back to downward facing dog. Take 1 breath here. And exhale. As you inhale, kick the left leg all the way up. And as you exhale, bend your knees and place it outside of your left hand. Bring the right knee on the mat. Bring it down on the mat. And from here, move your left leg a little bit further, so off the mat. So you can actually create that space here. And go ahead and just bring your toes to the side, or the pinky side. Just open up your feet a little bit. Bring your right hand on the mat, so move it a little bit closer. And place your left hand on your left knee. As you inhale, exhale, just push the knees a little bit as you twist to your left side. So as long as you're feeling the stretch, that's fine. You don't have to, you know, push it. Just a subtle push here to just open up and feeling that stretch. Take a couple of breaths here. Again, if you're feeling any issues with your knees, your right knees, bend the knees, or, you know, it's a bit more challenging if you lift the right knee, but if that feels fine, then go ahead and do that. As you inhale, come back to center. And from here, we're going to take lizard pose. So go ahead and just stay here for a breath. See how you're feeling before you go all the way to the mat, or just use the block. And place your forearms on it. And just take 3 breaths here. Just make sure you're not collapsing or causing any unneeded tensions. Again, make sure that your right knee is well padded, or just lift the knee if this feels okay for you. Relax your shoulders and just follow your breath. As you inhale, come out of the pose and just move mindfully. So move the block away, bring your leg in between your hands, and from here tuck the toes, tuck the right toes, and step back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, kick the right leg all the way up, and as you exhale, bend the knees and bring the right knee to your right wrist. Pigeon pose. Straighten the left leg all the way on the mat, bring the knees on the mat. And from here, if this is okay for you, you can stay here. Just make sure that you're not collapsing onto one side. So make sure that your hips are squared and just facing forward. If this is good, stay here. Otherwise, again, use a block and just come down a little bit. Move with your breath. We're going to take 5 breaths here. So this could be a little bit intense to your hips. So stay wherever feels good. If this feels fine, you want to go all the way to the mat and bring yourself all the way to the mat and place your hands on the mat and your head on top of your hands. And just breathe in. Take 5 full breath here. At any point, if you feel any pain, just back off a little bit. Go, move out of the pose. There is no need to suffer in silence. 2 more breaths. As you inhale, bring yourself out of the pose. Tuck the toes of the left leg and slowly move back to downward facing dog. And stay in downward facing dog for a breath. And as you inhale, kick the left leg all the way up. And as you exhale, bend the knees and bring the left knee towards your left wrist. Straighten the right leg and bring the right knee on the mat. And from here, again, just stay here. Make sure you're not collapsing into one side or the other. Make sure your hips are squared and facing forward. Inhale, stay here, and exhale, come back to the mat. Again, use a block if you need to. Otherwise, see how you feel and move with your breath. Do what feels good. If this feels good, stay here for 5 breaths or just go all the way to the mat. Two more breaths. As you inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose or the mouth, feel free to just let a big sigh as you exhale. As you take your final breath here. And as you inhale, come out of the pose. Tuck the toes and move back to downward facing dog. Take 1 breath here, extend your legs, move the legs if you need to, bend one knee and the other. And before you bring your knees all the way to the mat, so as wide as the mat, I'm going to take child pose. So bring your hips towards your heels and make sure that your big toes are touching. Bring the hips all the way down to your heels. You can extend your hands in front of you and just feel that stretch in your shoulders. Bring your hands right in front or just as wide as the mat, wherever feels good. Or just place your hands underneath your head. And just rest here, take a couple of breaths here. And child pose is always a pose that you can take at any time if you need the rest. Or just, kind of a transition between standing and seated poses. Good, if you're feeling good, then inhale and come out of the pose and we're going to move to seated. Okay, bring your sole of your feet to touch and think of that diamond shape as butterfly. So place your hands on your ankles and as you inhale, straighten your back. And as you exhale, you're going to fold towards your feet. And again, try to fold from your hips rather than rounding the back. So if you're folding here, and that's the maximum you can do, that's absolutely fine. The area of the stretch, we need to feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Now, you can move your legs, a little bit further if this is okay and you're feeling the stretch, or a little bit closer to you. Whatever you're feeling, Everybody's different, and every day our bodies are different. So whatever feels good for you, just listen to your body. Again, you can use a block and just place it here. As you inhale, straighten your back, and as you exhale, fold, and just place your hands on top of the block. If you don't have a block, you can just interlace your hand and place your head on top of it, or just go all the way down, whatever feels good for you today. And take 5 deep breaths here. Again, don't force it, as long as you're feeling the stretch in the inner thighs. And this is the area that is targeted with this pose. So again, make sure you're not causing any strain, unnecessary strain for your neck or the shoulders or your back. One more breath here. And breathe out. And again, inhale and come out of the pose. Use your breath to guide your movements. Okay. Let's come out of the pose from here. And now you're going to bring your knees together and go all the way back on your back. Keep your your knees bent, and please bring your hands next to you as a letter T. Now, place your right leg on top of the left leg, and from here, lift your knees, and as you inhale and as you exhale, bring both knees to the left side. Bring your left hand on your knees. So just make sure like you can, there's a little bit of a push to the left side so you feel that twist on your spine as you look to your right side. Or you can just look up, whatever you feel good. I'm gonna take 5 deep breaths here, so I encourage you to just close your eyes and just enjoy this twist. Two more breaths here. Good. As you inhale, bring your legs back to center, and we're going to switch. So you place your left leg on top of the right leg, hands next to you as letter T. As you inhale, bring the knees a little bit closer off the ground, and as you exhale, twist to your right side. Place your right hand on top of your knees, and as you gaze towards your left side, close your eyes if you wish, and just enjoy that twist and take 5 deep breaths here. As you breathe in, and just breathe out, just focus on your breath, and just feel that stretch. And this pose could be really good if you have any back tension or back pain. Twists are always good for that, just to relieve that tension. Not just from running, from sitting, or if you're cycling as well, sometimes your back and shoulders suffer, or just sitting a lot on your desk or on the sofa, or any back pain issues or tensions basically. 2 more breaths here, inhale and breathe out. As you inhale, bring your legs back to center. From here, keep your knees bent and just bring them towards your chest. Just hug your knees a little bit to neutralize your spine before we come to our last pose or Shavasana. So from here, you're going to extend the legs as wide as the mat. Place your hands next to you, palms facing up. And just relax on your mat. Close your eyes if you wish, as you really feel heavy on the mat. Relax your hands and your arms. Relax the shoulders. Relax your feet and your legs. Relax the hips, the back, your back and your spine. And you just feel heavy on the mat. Relax the back of the neck and your head. Relax your jaws. Drop your tongue away from the top of your mouth, the roof of your mouth. Just relax your face and just focus on your breath. If you have any, thoughts, wandering thoughts, what you're going to do after the practice, what you're going to do for the rest of the day, just try to observe those thoughts and come back to your breath. Bring back your awareness to your breathing as you inhale through your nose, and as the breathing journey starts from your nose, fills up your lungs, and as your stomach expands, and as you breathe out through the nose again. Just focus on your breathing here as you try to bring your awareness to your breath, and if there are any areas of tension, just imagine you breathing in calmness, you're breathing in the air, and as you breathe out, all the tension and all the stress just leaves your body. Inhale and exhale, and take a moment here just to focus on your breathing. At your own time, at your own pace. You can continue with Shavasana if you need to. If you feel you need more time for yourself, just take this time to unwind, because even running is also a mental sport. You need a lot of mental strength to keep running, so it's not just about our physical body. So taking those few moments for ourselves is very important. Just unwind and focus on your breathing. And whenever you need to move out of the pose, just start to take small movements. Just wiggle your hands or your fingers and the toes. Circle your hands and your ankles. Bring your legs closer together. And just bring your hands behind you and take a deep breath as you really stretch your body. And as you exhale, bend the knees and bring it closer to you, and then bring yourself, roll on your right side. And with the help of your hands, come up slowly off the pose and keep your eyes closed if you can, and come back to seated and cross-legged. And from here, place your hands on your knees and take a couple of breaths here. This could be a good time to just think again about the intention that you set for yourself at the start of the practice. And be thankful and grateful for your body today that carried you through. Bring your palm to touch, if you wish, in front of you. And as you take a deep breath in, slowly open the eyes and exhale. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this morning, and I hope you enjoyed our, well, it's not the first, but one of the new series that we're going to be introducing for yoga for runners, or yoga for sports. So if you have any comments, please leave them on my page or on the Digital Yoga. And until then, stay safe, stay well, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.